Hello, and welcome to our first video on Lattice Method. Lattice Method is another way to show multiplication that I find to be a lot easier in some ways. The hardest part is just knowing how to set it up and how to draw it, and this takes time and practice. So what I'm going to do in this first video is I'm going to show you 4 different problems of multiplication and how I would draw the lattice method to have it set up correctly. And then we'll talk about in other videos how to solve it and how to incorporate decimals if that's a part of the problem. So in the first one, I have 234 times 5. Now lattice method basically has one box for every place value. And so when I draw this, I'm going to have 3 boxes for one way and 1 box for the other because of the 5. So when I draw, I'm going to draw a rectangle that's cut into 3 sections, kind of like tape diagrams, but totally different purpose. I'm going to put the digits on the top for the bigger number, the longer number, 234. And for the smaller number, I'm going to put that on the side, 5. And that means that the place value on the side is the 5 multiplying by everything. And from the top, I have 2 in the hundreds place, 3 in the tens, and 4 in the ones place. Now, the other part of this is that when I do multiplication, the place values of each answer will have 2 parts, the tens place and the ones place. For example, 4 times 5 is 20. And so in order to show in one box the 2 separate place values, we use lines that split each box exactly in half. So I'm going to draw a diagonal from corner to corner. It will come out. I'll do the same thing for the next box from corner to corner, and it will come out. And then again for the third box, corner to corner, and it comes out. And the last 2 are optional. You can put 1 at the end and 1 at the beginning. And these are especially important once you get into decimals. Since we're doing whole numbers, it's not as important at this moment. All right, so let's set up the next one. 234 times 75. So once again, I'm going to draw a box. This time, though, I know that I'm going to have 2 digits on the side. And so when I draw it, I'm going to draw it a little bit taller than I did the other one, but probably just as long. I'm going to split them into thirds again for the 234, 3 place values, hundreds, tens, ones, 234. And for the side number, I want to treat each one separately. And so there's going to be a 7 and a 5. So that means I need to split it in half this way, 7 and 5. And so what we see here is a box that's cut into 6 different parts, 2 rows of 3 boxes. And each of the rows is going to, or each of the rows is one of the numbers on the side being multiplied by each thing. So the 7 multiplies by each thing for the top row, and the 5 multiplies by each of the top numbers for the bottom row. And so once again, I need to make sure that my place values are clear. And so I'm going to use these lines that go through the middle. Now this is important. The way that you draw the lines makes a huge difference. You need to make sure that you go from corner to corner. You don't cut through the box in any other way. So from corner to corner and then out, from corner to the corner, and then keep going to the next corner and out. Notice I'm not going in between the lines. I'm always going from one corner to the opposite corner, and then I keep going with that line. So again, from corner to corner to corner, and then out. And then one more time, and then I'll put my end ones, the end one and the beginning. And once again, we have this set up. So the lines that are red show the place values, and the green lines that I've drawn is the basic structure of the boxes. All right, let's set up 2 more, and then we'll talk about how to solve it in the next video. So for this one, I see 4 digits. So that just means I need to make it a little bit longer. So make it longer, but it's still just as tall as the first one, or just, 1 box tall. There's my 7. I need to split this in 4 equal parts to represent the thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones places. And then once again, I will draw my diagonals. And that's another term for this. The diagonals are the numbers that go from one corner to the next. Sorry, the lines that go from one corner to the next. And there we go. So it's just 4 boxes instead of 3 boxes, but the same structure applies. All right, one more time, we're going to set up the last problem. It has 4 numbers going this way and 3 numbers going this way. So it's a massive box. I'm going to make it long and tall to accommodate for all the cutting that I'm going to do. So then I'm going to split this in 4 parts, 4 equal parts for the 1,432. And on the side, I'm going to be putting a 175. So 175. And that means I need 3 splits, 3 sections this way. So 175. And then once again, I'm going to do the diagonals, and I'm going to be very careful to always go from one corner to the next. I do not want to go through the edge of the box. It's always from corner to corner. Same here, corner to corner and out, corner to corner, and so on. Notice that sometimes my lines look a little bit wonky or weird. That's because I didn't draw each box exactly the same size. If you're using grid paper or graphing paper, this actually is a lot easier because then you could use those boxes as guides. Okay, so it looks really weird. It's very intimidating at first, but I promise you that this is a much easier way in some aspects when you do multiplication. There's less that you need to worry about once you can draw the lattice method. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next video to talk about how to actually use this strategy.